Hello everybody, you are listening with Prince, and in today's episode, we are going to talk about Dr. Batan's presentation to the Philippine children and youth in the kaleidoscope world. These topics concern with young people being misinterpreted, the first wisdom in sociology, looking things in a different perspective, such as your life course perspective, defining kaleidoscope, and even connecting with the concept of millennial youth and many more. We may have as well a bonus explanation in relating a certain model to a scenario which Dr. Batan has provided. Keep on listening to further know more. Dr. Batan's video presentation specifically gave an example in which we can relate it to our last lesson in understanding the self, which was the PBE model, also known as Person, Behavior, Environment by Albert Bandura, wherein the student studied and took an exam which makes it as the person and the environment would be the result of the test that the student took, however, failed the test. Then this is where the behavioral aspect enters. There would be two possible scenarios. Yes, the student studied and failed, however, only 2 out of 50 was not able to make it. Then it is the student's fault, but looking beyond onto it, as Dr. Batan would say, there can be a possibility that the student studied and still failed, but this time 70 out of 100 did not pass. Then there must be something wrong with the teacher. In his presentation, he called this as a sociological imagination, where we must know how to look beyond things. One must have a wider perspective to understand the world better. It is the same as understanding the children and youth. Adults have the capability to check facts and historical things in which may be the root cause of why the younger generation are behaving in a certain way that are not acceptable to them. The factors that cause the younger generation to behave the way they do are not similar to the factors that shape the older generation in their younger years, especially when social problems are connected with one's problem. And it also evolves over years, where as of today, it became worse than before. In that way, they would understand the younger generation's context better to where they are coming from. People should be aware of others' opinion. Also, Dr. Batan wants us to be intelligent in making judgments and opinions. We should learn how to listen first before we say something. In this way, we will be able to understand our environment and the people that surrounds us. Though sometimes we tend to create our own problem that is not there in the first place. We tend to overthink too much that we're not aware that we are making conflicts, not just for ourselves, but also in our surroundings. We should keep in mind that everyone we meet are facing their own personal or different problem. We all have our problem, that as much as possible, we should always try to analyze and understand each one of us. Making judgment to people is a big thing that may affect the person negatively or positively. And that is it for today's episode. We do hope you'll learn the lesson with Dr. Batan's presentation in explaining certain topics and understanding more of people and how the society function in general. Stay tuned for the next one. Bye for now.